Hi, this is Joby Provido, and you're listening to Contemplating the Rosary, where we talk about how to pray the Holy Rosary even better. In 104 episodes, over 4 seasons, we will explore a method of how to say the Rosary the way Pope St. John Paul II, Pope Paul VI, and other Rosary advocates recommend, and that's by contemplating the mysteries while we say the Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. This podcast is based on the book Beyond the Veil, Contemplating the Mysteries of the Holy Rosary, available at Lazada in the Philippines and in print or Kindle on Amazon, wherever you are. Visit kindlingspress.com for more information and where you can read and download the episode guide. This is episode 104 of the series, the 26th episode of season 4. It's nice to have you back here listening in on how we can pray the Rosary the contemplative way. We've come to the last episode of this podcast. Today, we'll distill everything we've explored in this series as a way to remember all we've talked about. We said that contemplation is the heart of praying the Rosary. Popes St. John Paul II and Paul VI emphasized this in their teachings. Without contemplation, the Rosary risks becoming mechanical when we just say the words of the Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. On the other hand, we can make the Rosary a mental photo album of Christ's life when we imagine each mystery as a vivid snapshot so that we can bring these moments to life in our minds. It transforms our prayer into a meaningful encounter, especially when we use these images to put ourselves in the scenes. In a nutshell, to contemplate on the different mysteries, it would be good to 1. Announce the mysteries aloud before each mystery so that it sets the scene in our minds. 2. Visualize the details of the characters, the environment, what people are saying and doing, what are their emotions. 3. Insert yourself in the scene by being a silent observer. By doing this in our minds, we can allow our lips to say the vocal prayers without concentrating too much on the words, but on the scene we are witnessing in our minds. I can't help but repeating how Archbishop Fulton Sheen describes the Rosary this way. He said, quote, "It is a prayer that has a beautiful combination. I don't think there is any prayer in the world that has the combination of the Rosary. First of all, it is vocal. We say some prayers with our lips. Secondly, it is mental because as we say, for example, the Hail Mary, we are not so much concentrating on the Hail Mary, we are thinking about the mystery. It is very much as if we were in a theater and there's beautiful music in the back of a speaking voice. Now, the speaking voice is the Hail Mary and the music behind it is the meditation. Then in addition to the mental of the prayer and the vocal, there is the physical, the movement of our fingers over the beads." End quote. This podcast offers different ways of imagining the mysteries, but you can tweak or add to these. It will be good to read the Gospels themselves to see how the writers describe the scenes. Reading commentaries from qualified sources is another way to enrich these scenes. One thing to remember is that while the Rosary is Marian in character, the Rosary is Christocentric. That means we find Christ in the center of each mystery. And if that's so, let's make sure to gaze upon the face of Christ the way Mary gazed at her son's face after she found him in the temple when he was 12 and asked him, "Why have you done this to us?" In each mystery, let's also search the face of Christ when we ask him about the mystery, "Why have you done this for us?" Since the Rosary has a Marian character, let's make the Rosary a spiritual journey with Mary. This means placing ourselves beside Mary in each mystery, whether she is in the mystery or witnessing it with her. And finally, since prayer is a dialogue with God and us, we should listen to what the Father is trying to tell us through the inspirations, resolutions, and emotions He sends us as we are immersed in the different scenes of the mysteries. Whether it is gratitude, sorrow, or even humor, all these inner movements prompt a response. It is perfectly okay to stop while saying the Rosary and start a conversation with God, to reply to His silent nudging. With this, the Rosary is more than a prayer. It can be a path to encountering Christ through His mother. That's our episode for today. I hope this podcast has helped the way you see and pray the Rosary. I would really love to read your experiences and thoughts by writing them in the comments section. So what can you do next? Here are a couple of things I can think of, and I list them down in no particular order. 1. You can share this podcast with someone struggling in praying the Rosary. 2. You can start from episode 1 again and pick up new things with each listening. 3. Get the free episode guide where you can find the episode numbers that correspond to specific mysteries, so you can review a particular mystery by listening to all the episodes devoted to that mystery. 4. You can come up with your own list of images for each bead and keep tweaking the list until you are comfortable with it. 5. You can head to kindlingspress.com and get the book this podcast is based on. The title is Contemplating the Mysteries of the Holy Rosary. Or you can get another book there, which I highly recommend, and it is entitled Typology for Beginners, which enumerates and explains people, things, and events in the Old Testament that prefigure Christ, Mary, the Church, and the sacraments. 6. You can head to thecatholictalks.com and read more on the Catholic faith. 7. You can go to indulgencecooperative.org and find out how you can gain indulgences by praying the Rosary. That's my suggested to-do list, and with that, let me say goodbye for now. Thank you for listening in, and I hope this podcast has helped in whatever small way. Don't forget to let me know in the comments. One last time, don't forget to like this episode and share it with your friends. This podcast is brought to you by thecatholictalks.com and kindlingspress.com, where you can read more articles on the Catholic faith and find more books on Catholicism. This has been Joby Provido. I'm signing out for now, but only until the next podcast. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.